Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the next session of Vaesen Behind the Masks. We've got Sharon, Blake, and Jim. Really for the end of Mystery 5, and we're rolling now into Mystery 6, which is going to be our final mystery because I have a life and I can't keep writing up stories all the time.
What? Dance, monkey, entertain us.
So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So you've just had a visit from the good captain.
What a massive knob he was.
Just doing his job, sir. Just doing his job.
There's one thing PCs cannot abide. It's an NPC just doing their job.
I know, right?
However,
man.
we may have found the one thing we can set on fire in the campaign. Coincidence? As you said, there are no coincidences.
Oh,
What, the offal?
No, the policeman. All right. All righty.
You do a
all right.
burning bag of offal with that.
So, is there anything you want to do over the next couple months, really?
Couple months. Okay.
Well, I can't miss that comedy opera. That's it.
No, you cannot. I know you go, and it's fantastic.
All right.
It's absolutely amazing. Agatha, your entreaties to your stitch and bitch is
Your what?
it's what you call a sewing circle. It's called a
So-
stitch and bitch.
Wow.
It's a Venetian thing. You wouldn't.
Colloquially, of course, in the vernacular. Let me start to pass things out for you guys a little bit. You find your connections to the city, they're waning. Agatha, your ladies aren't quite as open as they used to be. They're not open and forthright and honest. They're kind of a bit guarded with you. Some of them don't turn up again, so your little pool is getting smaller. Bennett, same with you. There's less patients attending your clinic. Those that do are usually really, really poor and really, really desperate. Like it's that or nothing. And even though they're nice to you and helpful, they're guarded and cautious. Like no one's following Severino. No one's jumping him through the shadows again.
I feel so unloved.
He's not getting any Austrians banging at your door or anything like that. But again, those people who you've met through the city, there seems to be that wall that's come up between you and them. And there's this ongoing campaign in the newsletters and the gossip. And it's very similar to what Agatha was doing in that casting dispersions and baseless accusations, anything to muddy the water. That's what's happening. It's letters to the editor. It's little 2-bit pamphlets floating around. It is a citywide smear campaign. And it's been a low-level thing, but it's insidious and it's been building up and building up.
Looks like we have to kill some journalists with explosives.
The press are saying things we don't like. That's wrong.
How rude.
So wrong. Oh, and the other thing is that for the last couple of months, Artemisia has been squirreling herself away in the back room to work on something. And every time you guys have just asked her about it, she's like, I'm not saying, bugger off, I'm not telling you. So, unless it's something you are burning to do, I'm going to push the clock forward.
No, nothing burning. I mean, in general, Bennett is hoping to somehow find some evidence, but I don't think that's like a particularly active thing that he's doing.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure it actually bothers Agatha that much.
Yeah.
Because her life really isn't in Venice anyway, and this is kind of feels like a bit of a diversion for her. She's still more put out by Cesare,
Mhm.
or still like that whole. She thought she was certain that she did the right thing by giving
Yeah.
up the child, because otherwise they would have both ended up in the workhouse, and there wouldn't have been.
Didn't she give you to like a cousin or something? Or an aunt? You had it at an aunt's place.
Yeah. So she just, the baby was just given away. She was told that was the right thing to do, better life. And if she kept the baby, then, cast out society, end up she's seen what happens to unwed mothers,
Yeah.
in the society. So
Yeah. It's
doing
not
the right
pleasant
thing
at all.
So yeah, but now she's kind of second guessing that, because while she's thankful that he was obviously raised in a certain level of comfort, the kind of moral conundrum of the attitudes that he was raised to possess is kind of messing her up.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, I wasn't thinking about how Bennett would actually be feeling about this development. He would be pretty quiet, pretty like I mean, this isn't the phrase they probably used back then, but he would be depressed, I think.
Yeah.
To come to a new city and then basically have his name be besmirched and not trusted, and clinic not doing well. He's probably in a pretty dark place, actually.
The one thing you do not get is a single telegram from your father.
Every cloud.
Do we know of other chapter houses? Like, is there one in like another one of the society in Berlin and Rome and Athens or whatever? Or
There's one in Ireland. There's one in England. There's one in Spain. There's several, but they are quite geographically
but
scattered.
do we know like a street address we could write to? Or
Yeah, absolutely.
oh well, I think I'll write out some. This is what's happened since we've been here, and just send them a copy just in case.
Yeah, that's good. You send those missives off and away they go, and they will be received by the other houses. Not a problem.
Yep, just sort of
Easy.
Just to be clear, do I hear anything about my father? Like, if I ask around a little bit, is he still in Italy? Still in Venice?
He departed
Uh,
a week prior on a boat back to England.
yeah.
With not even a word to his lovely son.
Okay.
Because he's an ass. Anyway. So it's now April the 19th of 1867, no less. So it's spring. Snow's melted from the ground. Gardens are verdant and lush with new life. Carnivale is running. It runs for a week, but tomorrow on the 20th is the last day, and that is the big festivus of Carnivale. So you wake up that morning and there's your usual breakfast spread, there's newspapers, it's just life's just going as usual. If you want, I can read you your newspapers.
Sure. Yeah.
Carnevale, the greatest party on earth, is about to commence. Venice is turning out to celebrate the last day of Carnevale. It is a day of feasting and high fashion and frivolity before the 40 days of Lenten fast commences. The main festival site will be a San Marcos Square, but all of Venice is involved. The fashion this year are princess cut dresses for the ladies, and bustles are all the rage. Well, expect for the male sex to don the novel French-style pants. White is also the colour of the season, with white silk, taffeta and lace in the highest of demand. The lace tatters at Burano have been working day and night to supply this wonderful material. Cloth merchants around the city have reported record-breaking sales of silk, satin, velvet, fur and the like. Tragedy strikes in the borderlands. 2 bodies, that of a father and his young son, Ernesto and Placido Morin, were located in the spring thaw. They had been reported missing several weeks ago and are believed to have perished due to hypothermia. Buyers agent in Friuli report that cereal crops have been blighted. Rye, wheat, oat and hay fields are all showing signs of rot. Prices of these staples are already starting to climb. In similar agricultural news, farmers in Gemona, Grimaco, Selenevia and Poteba are reporting an illness in their cattle affecting milk yield. As you're reading this, Severino, Umbra speaks up. And it is been quiet for a while, but he speaks up.
It's approaching. It's coming south. It's hunting you. It's hunting us.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all you can say?
Well, I thought it was already in town, so, you know. It's a good thing.
Its agent is in town.
Yeah. So, that's the cattle issue, I'm presuming, because it's affected the grain somehow.
Yes.
Right.
Well, the cattle is a by the by. It's all to do with the harbour guys.
So, how far away from Venice is that stuff?
Think a couple hundred Ks.
Okay, so yeah, it's going to be a decent trip. It's not just going to be a day trip.
As
All right.
fast as a demon travel.
Don't ask.
As the demon flies.
But it's nothing else for something to do. Maybe we should look into this cattle thing. I say aloud.
What's that?
Goodness.
I think something's messing with the cattle out there.
Something of arson? Well,
Oh, maybe, but it just seems odd. I'll hand you the paper. Might be good to get out of the house for a while. Things, apart from these newspapers, things have quietened down.
could you believe I'm skimming through? This is weird. Total coincidence, I'm sure. I'm skimming through the newspapers that we've gotten, and one of them I've just written the 2 words, stolen dynamite. From like 5 newspapers ago. Wonder if that had anything to do with anything.
Well, the statue's blowing up, but other than that, no, I don't think it's anything to do with the cattle problems.
No. Yes, perhaps an opportunity to get out of the city might be nice, but I suppose we would miss the last day of the carnival. Is that right? Is that tomorrow?
It's tomorrow.
We can go the day after. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm. Yes, I think getting out of the city would be good, and it would be nice to do some work outside of the clinic for a change.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
Agatha, are you about?
Come into the kitchen, dining room, wherever you are.
I think
Reading in
someone's
paper.
messing. I think someone's messing with the cattle. Would you care to investigate with us? We thought perhaps if we go the day after the Carnivale. I'll show you the articles.
Well, a change of scenery might be nice. And some fresh air, if nothing else.
Do we have any particular so we know it's making the cattle sick, and there's some mention of crops potentially
Potentially
related.
messing with the grain or whatever they're eating, so we can have a look at that in the library today.
Unless anyone has more information already to give, I'm going to slowly walk to the library and then I'm going to look up. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can find anything, any Vaesen that affects
What else was in the paper?
yeah, any Vaesen that poison crops or related to animals getting sick.
Okay. You're going to go general, Jim. So give me a learning. Severino, are you looking for general stuff or are you looking specifically for the harbour guys?
Oh, harbour guys, might as well.
All right. You give me a roll and add 2 because Umbra's kind of like a lieutenant to this thing. So, you know, he's got the inside scoop.
So that's logic.
So, Bennett, you've got 1 success. Excellent.
Oh my god.
Do you want to push that?
I might as bloody well.
You might as bloody well. Oh, thank
Ta-da!
goodness.
Wow.
1 success.
Um,
All right.
I don't
It's
know.
good because Umbra can push you and tell you bits and pieces of information. All right. So, Agatha, are you joining in as well? Or are you just going to sit there and scowl in the darkness?
She's been really, really out of sorts. Like,
Yeah, it's fair.
she's just been.
She's been day drinking.
No, but she's just been not particularly interested in anything.
She's been hitting that laudanum a little bit hard.
Yeah, Bennett's like, come on, the old days, we're investigating the Vaesen, remember?
So you go in the library, you find some books, and you sit down and very quickly scour through it all. Bennett, with your search, because you did the more general search, you're looking for Vaesen that can affect cows and cereal fields, and there's a gazillion of them, including the harbour guys. But you've got everything from leprechauns and imps all the way up to there's hundreds essentially that will predate and affect both. So
Yeah, well, he knows. He's familiar with that term now, so I think he will assume that is.
yes. So together you two find out quite a lot of information. The harbour guys is a gracious spirit or demon, for lack of a better word, that dwells in grain fields. It is part of a group of similar creatures collectively known as a Feldgeister. They have a variety of names depending on where it is residing. A Korngeist, horn goat, a Waisengeist, a wheat goat, there's a rye goat, a oat goat, and a hay goat. Strangely enough, it's a goat-like creature with 3 legs and bird-like traits, with glowing eyes and a long beard. It carries a large wicker basket on its back called Zisti, and it's what captured children are dumped into. It drinks the blood of people and animals. And you read further that the cry of the harbour geist is bad luck. And Severino Umbra goes,
That is a lie.
it is part of the wild hunt. And the appearance of the Habergeist means that corn or other plants will spoil, cows will lose weight, and produce no milk. The Habergeist will hunt humans, and more particularly favors children. It's vulnerable to metal. During harvest season, Feldgeister flee deeper into the cornfield to escape the mowers. With the last corn stalks, the corn spirit becomes trapped. It is either killed by cutting grey heads, or it is brought into the village in a ceremonial manner and burnt. Direct contact with the Feldgeist causes illness, and it's also vulnerable to birchwood.
Yeah. This is all useful stuff.
Useless or useful?
Useful.
So you get this information from a variety of books. It's not just one book that has all this. You might get some of it from, a normal text. Some of it comes from a text written by someone like you, Severin, or from the Order previously. And another one comes from a herbal medicine book. It's just all little pieces of information from various books that you've just drawn together, and this has been what you've determined.
What was the thing before vulnerable to birchwood?
Vulnerable to metal?
It's metal.
I've got that. I've
Yep.
got favors children brought in the village and burnt in ceremony.
Yep.
Something vulnerable to birchwood.
Yep, direct contact with it causes illness.
Yep. That's the one.
Yeah. So you can spend the day doing that because it's a lot of books to go through.
Severino, why is something this horrific? Why are you so familiar with it? I mean, you already mentioned that there was one in the city a few months ago.
It was influencing someone when I was in Austria. I had to kill them to get away from it.
So you've battled one of these things before, or just
Fled from it is more accurate.
I see.
It
Seems slightly more intimidating than the sentient doll that we started with.
It is. We need to be careful. Unless we're completely wrong and it's just some werewolf hassling cattle out there or something. I don't know.
Well, there's certainly matches. Look, I don't mean I'm not one to be aggressive or anything like that. But if there is more that you know, Severino, about this situation, it seems we're about to head into quite a lot of danger. Yeah, just no judgment.
From memory, say it's going to be unseen. It might have some human, minions or whatever. So we may have to disable, knock out, whatever, some humans to get to it.
Umbra.
It may be animal. It might even be formless. Be mindful of that.
And is this what you ran into?
If this thing is affecting...
Had to defeat one.
Flea,
right?
yeah.
Flea one, yeah. And it had possessed or somehow affected someone, is that right?
Yes, yeah. But I mean, if it can affect cattle, it may be influencing animals as well. If it's out in farmyards, it'll use whatever it can to slow us down or stop us. This is a nasty creature. I understand if you don't want to go up against this thing, but if not us, who?
Well, no, this I suppose it is our responsibility. Do we know anything more about this? Because this ceremony that is done by villagers, that's written here, says that the corn spirit is taken into the village and burnt as part of the ceremony. Is that to get rid of it?
Yeah, is that sort of... Yeah, is that getting rid of it, or is that to help it, or what is it? I'm a bit...
Umbra will answer you with this one.
There's two ways to kill it. Behead it with metal or trap it in whatever cereal crop it is. And then it used to be taken to the village and burnt.
Oh. Yeah. All right. So I think whatever crop it's affecting, if we sort of use that to help burn it, or just cut its head off with metal, because it mentions metal here, then we should be right. We should be able to kill it with that.
Yes. I mean, how would you trap it, per se? Is it like literally like just surround it with?
Yep.
Okay.
Also, yay, we get to burn something.
If the Habergeist is in a physical form, probably easy to behead. If it's in a spirit form, easier to burn.
We can try either when it comes down to it. That's, yeah. I think finding it might be harder than anything else. Do we know anything about the town? Can we look up a bit about the town? You know, is it a farming community? Is it a mining community that just has like
They're
two
farming.
farms next to it? It's all farming.
It's all farming community. It's
Right.
alpine farming community.
Yeah. If we can get our hands on a combine harvester.
I think we're
And then,
happy he is
and then
too early
Agatha
for
can
that.
bless the combine harvester. So it's a holy weapon.
And then Bennett can climb into it and be like, "Get away from her, you bitch!" and then drive right at it. It'll be-
Ta-da! Love it when a plan comes together.
My only knowledge of the Wild Hunt is from the Witcher video games. Is that the same Wild Hunt?
There is... The Wild Hunt is such an intrinsic part in all of European folklore. It's just one of those things that's just so deeply entrenched into it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's...
okay.
Lots of different versions of it too.
Mm.
None of them happy.
Because the Witcher one is like if a heavy metal cover art attacked you, is basically what their version
Pretty
of
much.
What a way to go. Alrighty.
No.
Is
I
it?
guess we better start prepping.
Prepping for something, huh?
Yeah, we can sort of prep for Carnivale and prep for the trip the day after.
Absolutely. You can do that.
I've got a preference for a decapitating device. I did some fencing in medical school.
That'll do. It's got to be
No.
bigger than a knife because we've got to cut its head off quickly.
Hey,
We're not going to be sitting there going with a butter knife.
No. I think for appropriateness for the setting, it should be a scythe.
Oh,
I'll go sword, but if someone else wants to go scythe, go for it.
Yeah, I don't have the exotic melee weapon proficiency required to wield a scythe. So-
Oh, I have no weapons proficiency.
yeah, and it's not... I'd rather a sword than a scythe, like, in terms of usability.
Yeah.
A scythe is tricky. That is really
No,
tricky.
whippersnippers are pretty effective against snakes.
No, they're effective, but they're just... they're tricky to wield. Yeah. Anyway, I will let you guys sort that out. You still got a day and a bit.
Got dual wielding whippersnipper proficiency.
Oh my lord, yes, you
Is that
do.
a light weapon?
All right. Anything else you want to do today?
I don't think so.
Well, we'll tell Vittorio and Artemisia what we're going to do after the Carnivale, so...
Yeah. They're okay with that. They'll start packing some supplies for you.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
and if
I didn't-
we have to burn this thing as well, then a good supply of lamp oil for your inner arsonist needs.
Missed out on the ship, didn't you? Yeah, cool. No, they'll do that for you. They'll get everything sorted and... All right. So I'm going to do one more thing for you guys as you sleep overnight until the next day. Actually, it's more for you, Severino. You're in bed, all nice and comfortable in bed, and you're dreaming. You're just having a ordinary dream. I
Sweet.
couldn't even tell you what it's about, but it's a nice dream. Up until the part that you see yourself walking through a, let's just say, a bucolic alpine meadow. You know, the
I'm
sound
like
of music
swirling on
stuff.
top of a hill.
Yeah. You're not singing if the hills are alive, but you know, it's that sort of loveliness to it. But then you hear a rumble in the distance, like thunder rolling across the mountains. And then the landscape around you disappears. And you find yourself alone on a little patch of grass.
Oh,
Beautiful verdant green grass, but you're alone. And you can hear something approaching with very heavy footfalls, and it gets closer and closer in the darkness to you.
look around, trying to see what's going on.
Yep. You don't see anything, but your feet suddenly feels like the earth underneath it is giving way. The ground goes sickly brown and the grass withers and becomes a sticky mud that climbs up your leg and starts to draw you down, and it pulls you down deeper and deeper and deeper into the soil. There's no escape from it.
Oh, poo.
Oh, poo. Give me a fear test.
I guess that would be empathy at this point. Watch this. Nothing. What a shock.
What a shock. What do you want to do?
I'm screaming and scrambling and trying to get out of the hole, I guess.
Yeah, so you do that.
Losing my
Agatha and
shit.
Bennett, your sleep is disturbed by the sound of Severino screaming at the top of his lungs.
Yeah, Bennett
Go
is.
racing in to see what the hell's going on.
Bang the roof with the broom. Shut up.
Oh, well, you know, we've had arms come out of mirrors, so it's best to go and
Yeah.
actually check and see.
Bennett just
Yeah.
turns up his rain sound app and.
with the candlestick, though, you know.
Please tell me Severino does not sleep in the nud.
Probably with his
Is that cool?
shirt off. Probably just pants.
Okay. That's not so bad. Poor Agatha's sensibilities. Yeah. So, Severino, I don't know if you wake up at this point, but Bennett and Agatha kind of burst into your room with a great bang.
Still asleep.
You're screaming in your sleep. Right, Bennett, he's screaming in his sleep. And not proper night terror.
I mean, I don't even. He would attempt to perform some kind of like you know, we need to. I don't even know what his opinion of the best medical decision would be, but you know, he'd be like, either like we need to like, you know, hold him down so he doesn't hurt himself, or wake him up, or.
I will remind you, just for shiggles, there'll be a wash basin with
Well,
water.
I was thinking.
Yuck.
No,
That'd be
it's not
ripe
the
as
piss
well.
pot. It's not the piss pot.
Oh, good.
It's a wash basin.
Yes, I'll probably be like, you know, Miss Harlow will give me a hand, and yeah, we'll just grab like a basin and just.
Yeah.
splash
Pour it on
him.
a crotch so it looks like I piss myself.
Just put
Oh,
his
yeah,
hand in the
Severino.
water.
You get a face full of cold water thrown at you, which would wake you up.
Oh, he sort of stumbles to his feet and he's looking around for a weapon. What's going on?
You, Severino, calm down, calm down. You're in the villa. You're fine.
He's kind of, his eyes are madly darting around the room.
Yep,
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah. He's just trying to get him to like realize his surroundings, and he's like, I think you were having a nightmare. Yeah, everything's fine. Just take a seat. He'll probably like he was going to pull it out, but he wouldn't have it on him at this point. But yeah, he would go get a flask, or find Severino's flask and give them that just to calm the nerves.
It was, look at Agatha and say, it just felt like I was there. I was getting pulled down into the ground. That was just felt so real.
Umber shivers.
Perhaps a nice cup of tea or a glass of warm milk might help you.
Yeah.
To shake off the after effects of the dream.
I think this is the first time this has happened. At least
that you're aware of.
The first time, we've been awoken by.
It felt familiar, but I'm not sure. They just grab a shirt and head downstairs.
Yep. All right, you can go have your cup of milk and chillax.
He's sort of halfway there and, oh shit, put the shirt on back to front. Take it off, put it back on.
Oh well. Well, I think it's certainly entitled to that, trust me. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna leave it there for tonight. I think that's a good place to stop. Tomorrow is Carnivale. You guys can all let your hair loose and run around if you wish, and in your nice little costumes.
Yeah, it was a great time. Last time we went socializing.
Yeah.
Maybe you can just go socialize in your backyard. At least partake in the spirit of the festival. But that's a next week job. So, yeah. Thank you to Blake, Jim, and Sharon. And I guess I'll see you guys next week. Ciao.